Welcome and happy holidays from 2K. And on tap tonight, it's the Houston Rockets going up against the Minnesota Timberwolves. This is Kevin Harlan, joined at the broadcast table by Greg Anthony and Coach Stan Van Gundy. And as always, we'll hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out west. Already we're in December. You look at Houston, holding on to second spot in the conference. A great season for them so far. And, of course, the Timberwolves, right now, quite a ways down below.
And I think for Minnesota, this season has been much more of a grind for them than anyone expected. They've only been a shadow of the team that was so dominant a year ago.
Yeah, honestly, guys, we expected a lot more from them. They've had a lot of things go wrong this year.
And checking out Minnesota's opening lineup. Conley and Edwards are the guards. Rudy Gobert is out there with Julius Randle. And it's McDaniels in at the small forward. And for the Rockets, running the wings, they'll go with Green and Brooks. The post pair form, it'll be Smith and Şengün. And it's Van Vliet in at the point. So for the Timberwolves, their last game, a win against Dallas.
Yeah, proficiency from range, away from home, much easier said than done. They played a terrific ball game.
Yeah, great three-point shooting is so often what swings a game these days. When they're rolling from outside, they're tough to beat.
And so the Houston Rockets get the first points of the ball game. Now McDaniels, he gives the team some steady offense, a bit under 10 points a game. There should be plenty of action down in the painted area tonight, Greg, with the big man matchup in this one.
Yeah, I love to see skilled bigs dueling down low. Kind of a throwback in some ways, but there's still plenty of physicality in the modern game.
Oh, here's Edwards, following the miss by Jabari Smith. Conley, the pass to Edwards. Over Green. And no good, trying to use the glass. And it's Van Vliet with the ball for the Rockets. They defeated the Pelicans in their last game.
And bottom line, they found ways to score. Credit the game plan going in. It was right.
Performance on the road really speaks to their preparation and mental fortitude.
And it's in there.
Putting his size to use. Green's got great length, and it helps him there inside.
Edwards fires from way outside. The long-distance three is buried.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from three. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
Now here's Van Vliet. He had 25 points last game. A rebound by the Timberwolves. Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. You know, Coach, what more can you ask? The reigning four-time Defensive Player of the Year, Rudy Gobert.
Well, Kevin, since you asked, his impact in the playoffs hasn't always been the same as during the regular season. That's got to be the next step.
And the defense cannot underestimate Randle's strength. Pushes right through the contact and gets the shot.
Rockets trail by 3. Smith with a screen on Conley. Here's Van Vliet. There's Green with the 3. Gobert pulls it in. And Randle has got the ball here for the Timberwolves. McDaniels dishes to Conley. Randle right side. Rebound by Smith. Rockets have gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. Right now, let's send it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. Rudy Gobert continues to embrace the challenge of elite rim protection. He said competition is what it's about. Sometimes I'm going to get dunked on, and sometimes I'll get the block. But I'm not going to stop coming and doing what I do. I'll be there every time. Kevin?
David, just like you. Thanks so much. Shoots from the line. Good. He hits the jump shot. Edwards got his second bucket tonight.
And it's really good to see Edwards knock down the mid-range jumper. He continues to work on becoming more consistent from that area.
And we've got a timeout called from Ime Udoka. Wants to talk some things over. Might be seeing some things to adjust. For the Rockets, Jeff Green is checked in for Şengün. Whitmore comes in for Smith. And it's Thompson in for Fred VanVleet. The Timberwolves also changing it up. Reed, he's checked in for Gobert. Alexander Walker comes in for Edwards. And it's Dante DiVincenzo in for Mike Conley. Now, here's Green against New Orleans, who is really on his game. Nifty move. Thompson. Reed with the rebound.
Wow. Missed the easy one right there, right at the rim, but came up empty.
McDaniels sets a screen for DiVincenzo. Top of the key, McDaniels. 6 to shoot. Good. Nice job down low.
A smart idea from McDaniels, looking to convert inside.
We've got 28 seconds left in the first quarter. Whitmore sends a screen for Thompson. From 17 feet out. Takes a big high bounce and goes in.
And that pick takes the D totally out of the equation.
Yeah, you've got to lock and trail hard. You can't allow him a clean look from there.
And the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him. So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game. Minnesota on top. They're up by 2. And back with the start of the second quarter in just a moment. And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And guys, what's your take so far on the Timberwolves?
Hey, why take jump shots when you can get your points at the rim?
Yeah, they've made a point to get inside on this defense, and it's been working like a charm early on.
Here's Shepherd. On the court for Minnesota, we've got Nickeil Alexander-Walker. McDaniels is out there with Reed. And it's Joe Ingles. And it's DiVincenzo in at the point guard position.
Well, he can beat you in a lot of ways. Very challenging to defend.
And the defense of the Timberwolves stand as good as it gets.
Well, Kevin, they can compete with anyone when it comes to size. Not just up front, but on the wings. They're long and athletic. But it all comes down to execution, and they get it done.
And when you watch Whitmore, he's much bigger than your average wing. Creates a different type of matchup.
And the free throw is good, now leading by 1. And we know the second night, Greg, of a back-to-back can be rough.
And the NBA has put in work trying to minimize these, but sometimes it's unavoidable. And if you have a long bench, this is when you lean into it.
That one misses. Here's McDaniels. DiVincenzo finds McDaniel. It's good from the top of the key. McDaniel's got 6. And around a minute gone here in the second quarter. Green with a screen for Thompson. Shoots over Alexander Walker. Offline with the baseline jumper. Ingles passes to DiVincenzo. And here is McDaniel. The rebound by Shepard. The Rockets trail. And it's Brooks in the corner. Green with a screen on McDaniel. Here's Brooks. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. That's on Jaden McDaniels.
And one of these modern wings who doesn't just shoot threes. Brooks is a tough guy to cover.
Shoot 2.
First one falls for him.
And there's a flexibility to Brooks's game. He can play a specific role for you, or he can be a high usage guy. Really depends on what a team needs from night to night.
Houston making a switch here. Landale's checked in. Dillingham's checked in for the Timberwolves. That misses, so he splits the free throws.
Well, they had a chance for the lead right there, but we're all evened up.
The Timberwolves working the ball around now. Reed with a screen on Brooks. Here's Alexander Walker. The layup off target. Over in the corner, Shepard. Brooks, left side. Pass to Landale. And so the ball's out of bounds. Reed touched it left. Houston making some changes. Şengün's checked in for Jock Landale. And it's Jabari Smith in for Dylan Brooks. Rudy Gobert, he's checked in for the Timberwolves. Edwards comes in for Dillingham. Just 5 to shoot. Houston needs to get a shot off. Gobert with the defensive effort. The Timberwolves have gotten only one of their first 4 shots in the second quarter to drop. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. Now that we have a second, let's take a quick peek at the rebounding numbers for the last handful of seasons for Julius Randle.
It's a concerning trend for him. Whether he's lost some strength or just isn't putting in as much effort on the glass as he used to, he's not rebounding nearly as effectively anymore. And that's something that
the first free throw is good. So for the Rockets, Jay Shante comes in for Whitmore. And Aaron Holiday's subbed in for Shepard. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. And for those of you just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter.
Timeout.
And timeout is called by Ime Udoka. And coach has decided they need a moment to talk things over. The Rockets making a switch here. Shepard's checked in. Break in the action means we can check out the best defensive teams in the league this season. Here are the real stats, real scores from the real NBA. In third, the Rockets. In fourth, the Timberwolves.
And we're getting to watch two of the NBA's great defensive teams. I mean, very difficult to score as they both contest every shot.
Here's Shepard. Still scoreless. Shot clock at 6. Smith with a screen on DiVincenzo. The Rockets again can't hit. Minnesota in the lead.
You know, when Rudy Gobert is down low, it strikes fear into the opponent. This is a guy who has led the league in blocks and rebounds at different times. Inside the paint, he is just a nightmare to battle against.
Yeah, it just seems like every year Edwards gets more comfortable running the pick and roll.
Rockets have gotten only one of their first 4 shots in the second quarter to drop. And now we've got some time to check in from the sideline. You got for us, DA?
Kevin, thank you very much. The Timberwolves have become a rough and rugged team. Swingman Jaden McDaniels said, "We don't let nobody push us around. We're always being physical defensively. I feel like we're a tough team, super tough." And Kevin, they certainly have the size to hold their own.
Always being physical. But, David, that's their identity. And we thank you for the report. And here's Edwards from the arc. And the rebound goes to the Rockets. Last time they met was in Minnesota, where they beat the Timberwolves.
Well, it helps when your opponent makes that many mistakes. I thought that was the story of the game.
Yeah, you got to think Coach will show this one as an example of what not to do. You got to take care of the ball.
Now Thompson. Following the miss by Jabari Smith from deep. And Reed throws it down.
Well, that's what Reed brings to the table. He's got an impressive combination of strength and mobility.
And so it's Houston with it. 4-point game. They'll be playing host to Miami for the next game. That'll be the second game of a 5-game homestand. Şengün passes to Shepard. Good. And it's Şengün picking up the assist.
See, now that layup isn't possible without the help of the pick.
.40 seconds left in the first half of the game. Here's Alexander Walker. Tate covering. Alexander Walker with the ball. His last outing, he had 8 points. Edwards. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
And talented in so many ways. Edwards is focusing on 2 things: the refining of his shot mechanics and the sustained level of engagement.
And the first one drops.
Well, we know Edwards has an outstanding skill set, but what makes him truly special is his competitive will and ability to handle high-pressure moments.
Looking at who's out there now for the Rockets. Brooks checked in for Jayshawn Tate. Jalen Green comes in for Thompson. And it's Fred VanVleet in for Shepard. And Edwards drops them both.
Yeah, nice job of drawing the contact and creating opportunities at the line.
Conley against VanVleet. Screen by Şengün. Down low. And Şengün throws it down.
Well, he led him with the pass there, almost like a quarterback timing a route. That was impressive.
And some good action through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Timberwolves lead by 2. And we'll be back for the second half following the break. Keep it right here on 2K Sports.
Glad you could join us. The story tonight for the Houston Rockets through 2 quarters, a tightly contested matchup.
I'm not seeing their activity on D. Right now, the game is close, but it could turn on them unless they up the effort.
I agree. If they let this slip away, it's because their defense let them down.
All right, fellas, let's now take a look at what's to come on the upcoming schedule.
In that game against the Spurs, they'll have the advantage coming in, but it's not like they're infallible. I mean, no one is.
Yeah, I mean, on paper, it's a favorable matchup, but the game, last time I checked, is played on hardwood. And that is it for halftime, folks. It is back to Kevin Harlan and the crew for the second half.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. Edwards with a strong contribution so far in this one.
Yeah, I don't know if there's anything that the league can do to slow him down. He's just that good.
Well, he's a problem, no doubt about it. One that opposing teams have to grapple with every time he takes the floor.
At the guard positions, Van Fleet and Green. The forwards for him will be Brooks and Smith. And it's Şengün in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. So that's who's on the floor for the Rockets. Good work there as it goes. We see coaches stand willing to pay fines for complaining about the officiating. I'm having a hard time thinking if you ever did that. I'm going back in my Rolodex here. Did you? Did you ever do that, Coach?
I mean, Kevin, I paid hundreds of thousands of dollars of fines in the NBA. Yeah. My wife was not real happy about that at one point, reminding me early on that we had 4 kids we were going to try to put through college. And she told me one year I just gave away 2 college educations.
Oh, goodness. Now here's Van Vliet. Over Conley. Nice spin off the left rim and in. Van Vliet's got it all tied up now for the Rockets.
Nice jump shot. Van Vliet, he can stretch the floor for you or hit there from the mid-range.
Randle outside to the paint. And stolen by Şengün. Oh, and a fast break for the Rockets for the lead. Julius Randle with the rebound. Minnesota shooting an outstanding 53% for the game. They get a hand on it, and that's out of bounds. Minnesota will retain possession. Now we get a chance to check out some stats for Anthony Edwards.
And guys, for a measure of how he's performing offensively, look no further than the true shooting percentage. There's been a steady drop in his last 5 games, and he's got to be scrambling now to get that feel back.
And again, it's Minnesota converting.
Effective use of the mid-range there by Edwards. He's a true 3-level scorer.
And despite his young age, Coach Van Gundy, Anthony Edwards' leadership qualities growing day by day.
Yeah, Kevin, and a lot of it's because he is great at both ends of the court. Confident, charismatic, upbeat. He's learning that delicate balance between taking over a game and bringing his teammates along for the ride.
That makes 3 in a row to start the second half.
Timeout.
And we've got a timeout called from Ime Udoka. He wants a minute here to get things straightened out with his team.
And check it out, the stats here for Brooks. How last month turned out for him, averaging about 15 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists. He's been making the right decisions and letting the game come to him. Solid play all around.
Well, he's found his groove. He isn't forcing anything, and he's making the most of his chances.
Just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now. Smith sets the pick for Van Vliet over Conley. Van Vliet can't get it to go.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
Edwards looking it over. His 3-pointers off the mark.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Out to Smith. Takes the 3. Drains it from beyond the arc. Smith's got his second bucket of the night.
Supreme confidence. Smith really stretches the floor with his ability to shoot.
Conley against Van Vliet. Edwards inside. The muscle from Edwards.
Just a ferocious play by Edwards. Taking the contact, but staying committed to his finish.
Third quarter action, and just under 3.5 minutes have gone. To the middle. Şengün with a screen on Edwards. Brooks kicks to Şengün. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation. Let's pause for a moment to show you the teams that have been the best on the glass over the course of the month. The Rockets, number 1.
I mean, they've taken their rebounding to another level, getting physical and playing with a ton of energy.
Green, he's checked in for Houston. Thompson comes in for Fred Van Vliet. Timberwolves also changing it up. Alexander Walker, he's checked in for Edwards. And it's Dante DiVincenzo in for Mike Conley. And so Chris Finch calls for the timeout. He wants to talk to his guys. For the Rockets, Tari Eason's checked in for Jabari Smith. And Cam Whitmore's subbed in for Brooks. Reed, he's checked in for the Timberwolves. Joe Ingles comes in for McDaniels. In the third quarter with just over 3.5 minutes off the clock. Here's Randall, and he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
You know, one thing you have to admire about Randall is his hunger to get better. He is a real leader who leads by example.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
Free throw good from Randall. Second free throw, no good. Rockets trail by 5. And the wide open shot from Green. And again, it's the Rockets from deep.
Oh, the corner isn't always Green's spot, but we know he's got the skill to hit from there.
Reed against Green. Now, here's Reed. He's guarded closely. 3 on the clock. The 3 for DiVincenzo. Eason grabs the board. 2-for-1 chance.
Their advantage.
Green with a screen for Thompson. To the inside. For the tie. Julius Randle with the rebound.
Well, that's the look he wanted, but the defense doing just enough to impact that shot.
Alexander Walker finds Randle. Reed with a screen on Green. It's Randle with the drive. Lays it up off the glass. Randle's got 10.
See, now that layup isn't possible without the help of the pick.
The third quarter comes to a close. Minnesota on top, up by 4. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from Toyota Center. And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. Minnesota leading by 4. And a look at the 5 for the Timberwolves to start the fourth. We've got Naz Reid. Nickeil Alexander-Walker out there with Dante DiVincenzo. And it's Joe Ingles. And it's Minot in at the 4-man position. And the Rockets with possession here. Joe Ingles missing his last shot. Shepard the pass to Thompson. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And it's Thompson with the jam.
We see this night in and night out. Thompson uses his size and elevation to make tough shots in the paint.
Timberwolves shooting has been terrific. 54% on the game. Pass to Ingles. Ingles with a screen on Thompson. Here's Alexander Walker. Right through the cylinder that time. All net. And the Timberwolves lead by 4. Here's Whitmore. Ingles covering. And the shot goes in. That's 10 points from Amen Thompson.
And that was the right call. When you need a basket, go to the guys you trust the most.
Yeah, he got a good look, and he calmly delivered for them. That's what you like to see.
And no matter what they've tried, the D just has not been able to deny them the ball inside.
Houston's gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. Thompson outside. Pass to Eason. Pocket 6. Here's Whitmore. No good on that one. Good work defensively by Ingles. Now here's DiVincenzo. Defense is right there. Here's Alexander Walker. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Shepard with the ball. Back to Thompson. Six on the shot clock. That one is good again. He's 6 straight from the floor with the basket.
Well, this one has been all about Amen Thompson, a freakish athlete. When he gets rolling, there's just not much a defender can do.
And so Chris Finch calls for the timeout. It's a chance for them to regroup and refocus. A new lineup here for Houston. Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, guys, I listened in on what Chris Finch was talking about with his players. He told them he liked the way they were working, but he said we have to really get after it. All we need is a couple of stops. Keep your focus. We'll see if they can close it out. Kevin?
Okay, David, much appreciated. Randall outside. Conley against Van Vliet. Here's Edwards. Edwards making a statement.
And the more experience Edwards gets, the better he'll become, especially when he's stepping up and hitting the big shots.
Rockets trail by 4. Van Vliet outside. Şengün with a screen on Conley. And Van Vliet, here we go. And it's good for 2.
And how about the leadership there from Van Vliet, ready to put this team on his back and give them that crucial bucket.
And so it's Conley bringing up the ball for Minnesota. Handle a screen on Van Vliet. Here's Conley. And the layup's good off the glass. Conley's got his first basket.
Well, who else but the steady veteran? Mike Conley comes through with the timely bucket.
And here is Van Vliet. Well, if you're just tuning in, welcome. We've got about 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Şengün finds Green. Smith with a wide open look. And it's off from three-point range. Timberwolves leading by 4. Here's Edwards. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
Edwards brings so much power to his game inside.
Now let's take a moment to get your guys' take on the scoring so far for the Timberwolves.
Well, you've got to like that they're not settling. They're attacking the defense on the drive and creating great looks.
And you also have to applaud how they've attacked the interior in this game. A lot of points happening for them in the paint tonight.
Oh, here's Van Vliet. 9 feet out. He climbs that one off the back iron, and down it falls. Van Vliet's got 4 points in the quarter. Edwards against Green. Poke loose. It's taken away by Smith. On the wing, Brooks. Here's Van Vliet. It counts. And he has brought them to within 2 points.
That is world class.
Yeah, and I can say from experience, his coach just breathed a huge sigh of relief.
There's 53 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Edwards against Green. Randall dishes to Edwards. Conley with the 3. It's good from beyond the arc.
And there is just no fear in Mike Conley. He has not met a big shot he was afraid to take.
And timeout is called by Ime Udoka. And he wants to see some changes out there right away and right now. And what's their best move at this point?
And they need to use as little time as possible here. If they can get a bucket before the clock hits 24 seconds, they can try for a stop on the next possession. If there's less than 24, then they'll have to foul.
Şengün passes to Brooks. Oh, went in there and tried to power it down, but drew contact. He'll head to the line. That's on Jaden McDaniels. First free throw is good, and that shrinks the margin to just 4. He's off on the free throw, unable to get that second one to drop in.
That one miss was huge. He had a chance to turn this into a one-possession game. I mean, I like the call. I thought the defense was just there a little late.
He's able to hit the second one, and that puts them up by 5. Guys, a critical time for them in this ballgame.
You got to play mistake-free.
And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. It's going to be on Rudy Gobert.
And an aggressive inside play there from Van Vliet, not letting the foul deny him from getting the shot off.
And so Van Vliet nails both of them.
And that makes it a one-possession game, guys. Got to be the biggest free throws of the game thus far.
He hits the first one, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. So he gets them both, and it's a 5-point game.
A very successful visit to the line for him. Now this is a 2-possession game.
.27 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Van Vliet finds Green, and the 3 off target. And so they foul intentionally. So the first one drops, and that increases their lead to 6. And the second free throw, no good. A tough break there. And here's Houston.
They've got to take the first good shot they can find.
Yeah, and it basically all comes down to this. If they come away empty here, this one's pretty much over.
Gets the first, and that makes it a 7-point lead. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's an 8-point game. And so the Timberwolves take the win. A narrow win under difficult circumstances, Greg, as the visiting team.
It really was, but that didn't seem to bother them. I mean, road team, home team, all I know is they were the better team.
Well said. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks very much, Julius. Now, look, you're banging in the paint.
They do a great job of, they obviously can score the ball, but getting us into things and running the offense very well and leading the team that way.
Well, they led you to a win tonight, Julius. Thank you for your time. Kevin?
Thank you, David. And that'll do it, folks. So for Stan Van Gundy, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, I'm Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. And as we leave you, we give you our player of the game, Anthony Edwards.